Hello pretty makers! Today's Dollar Tree DIYs are some pretty cool decor pieces. My inspiration for these Dollar Tree DIYs is one of my favorite decor pieces. It's this round wood carving. I got it at Home Goods. I always wanted to get another one, but this one on a stand for my office at work when I used to go into the office. But as a crafter, I couldn't bring myself to buy one. So what do? Try making one, or two. I think it came out amazing. The initial theme is rose gold, because you know I like to make collections. But I'll also show you another way to style it a little later in the tutorial, so keep watching. This was a lot of fun to make, and I can't wait to show you. So if you're ready, let's go make something pretty. For this DIY, you'll need some hot glue. If you follow me, you know I use a lot of hot glue molds. I'll leave some links in the description to other tutorials where I use them so you can check them out later. I pretty much always use Dollar Tree large hot glue sticks for my molds. They dry to a nice flexible finish, which is great to work with. Here are the molds I used for this project. I also spent some time trying to figure out my layout. This took me a while so I could make sure I had some symmetry and a good design. I did this off camera and honestly didn't want to start over and mess it up, so I'm showing you already complete, but you can really make any design you want. For this project and this design, I made the following molds. 3 of the center from this mold. This one is from Michaels. 3 pairs or 6 total molds from this mold. I used just the wing part from either side of this center design. 3 of the large swirls from this mold. 1 of the large medallion designs from this mold. And finally, a bunch of the center of this medallion, just the centers. I also used the top of an old Tupperware container for the center medallion. It fit perfectly and gave the center more dimension. To make all the molds, I used about 2 packages or 10 sticks of hot glue. Not bad for $2. I used a wood blank from Dollar Tree as the base. Some other options to use as the base is any of the round holiday signs they have out right now. Once I was happy with the design, I used a pencil to mark where the molds go. This way I could lift them and glue them down correctly. I started with the Tupperware top and glued it to the center. Then I worked my way around the piece by piece, and glued them in place. Hot glue worked really well here. It held fast. So make sure you're good with your placement before you press it down. Another quick tip is you don't need a lot of hot glue on the backs. The tip of your hot glue gun will reactivate some of the glue, so you don't need to add a lot more. I gave the entire piece 2 coats of white spray paint to create a solid color canvas. My next big challenge is what colors to use. Because I like collections, I decided to try using rose gold to highlight the high points on the molds. Normally you would use some antique wax or solid wax here and your fingers for this step, but I only had gold and silver on hand. So I dipped my finger and dabbed it off a little on a baby wipe. Then very lightly rub the high points of each of the embellishments. You can go as heavy or light as you like. You're just trying to bring out the detail on the pieces. It came out very pretty, but I felt like it was missing something. So I attached it to the rose gold charger to frame everything out. I think it added a great touch to the overall look. I have another more farmhouse option for this DIY a little later, so keep watching. As I mentioned, I wanted to put this on a stand. Here are a couple options I was considering. They're all from Dollar Tree. A large 8-inch square sign, a smaller 5-inch square, and this wood plaque also from Dollar Tree. I ended up choosing the plaque. I gave it 2 coats of white spray paint. I also painted 2 Dollar Tree wood dowels with white acrylic paint. I used these Dollar Tree beaded necklace connectors and Jenga blocks to hold the dowels on the back of the piece. The necklace connectors fit the dowels perfectly. I figured this out on my tabletop Christmas decor. I'll leave a link for that here so you can check that out later. This will allow me to take it apart for storage, or if I decide to use it as a piece of wall art. I drilled 2 holes in the top of the plaque so I could insert the dowels. This came out really pretty. It does look home store quality. You can use it on the stand or as a piece of wall art. There are a lot of different color combinations you could use to match your own style and decor. Keep watching for another style a little later. Here's another plate decor DIY I think is very high end. The rose gold is very rich and elegant, but it also has that romantic feel. My first thought was to use the glass plate from Dollar Tree, but I didn't realize how heavy it really is. I also had this clear plastic plate, which I think would work really well. Maybe spray paint the back with a pretty color. But then I saw the rose gold charger and went with it. I used the Mirro Mosaic technique for this project. I love this technique. It works every time. I'll leave some links in the description for other places where I use this technique, so you can check that out later. All you need is 1.5 mirror stickers from Dollar Tree. I use the llama because it has the most surface area. It's very simple. Just break the sticker into small pieces about fingertip size. Then stick them to the surface of the plate. It should break really easy, but you are working with plastic, so please be careful. The sticker is pretty strong, but you could use a little tacky glue if you want for added security. I really thought it was going to take several stickers to go all the way around the rim, but it only took 1.5 stickers. It went really fast as well. To keep with the collection theme, I used the same hot glue mold I used on the first DIY, along with the Tupperware top. I loved how it looked, so I decided to use it again. I gave it a coat of white spray paint, then painted it with the rose gold craft paint. It did take several coats with this metallic paint. I think I had to do 4 coats. Next, I took my trusty gold paint pen, which I love, and started highlighting the medallion. You would normally do this with some wax and your finger, but I find that the pen works great as well. I also used the paint pen on the mirror pieces to bring out even more gold. And also, I added it around the rim of the charger. Once the medallion was completely dry, I attached it to the center of the charger. That's it, you're done. Just like the first DIY, you can use this on a stand or hang it on the wall as a piece of art. It costs less than $4 to make, so you can easily make several. I can envision 2 or 3 of these displayed in a vertical row as a beautiful focal point. I love this technique. It never fails to produce a high-end look. I'm already planning a few more DIYs coming soon with this technique that you don't want to miss. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the new projects coming soon. As I was making the first DIY, I envisioned this in more farmhouse neutral tones. So I decided to make a second one in more of a gray palette. All I did is give it a coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral, then dry brushed some white to bring out the details. It's the same paint technique I did in the romantic DIYs from this tutorial. It worked great on this faux gray wood charger from Dollar Tree. I'm not sure which one I like better. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I hope you saw something today that inspired you. If you did, please subscribe. If you have any questions, leave me some comments. I thank you for watching and keep making pretty things.